Hey guys, so I just want to show you guys how to make a performance on the Motif. This is using a Motif ES8, so it's the ES version, and so I'm going to show you on here now on the keyboard. So here we are on the keyboard, and the first thing that you do is you want to go into performance mode, and then which is this button right here, the perform button. So you click that. It's going to show a performance on here. Right now it shows something that we made before, but we're going to totally erase it and do it over. And then you just make sure that you go over here and put it where you want this thing to be set. So naturally for me, I just want to do user 1, A1, because that's like the very first user preset. I want it to be my main patch. So set it to that. Then you go over here to job. It's this button right here. You press job, and then on the screen it's going to say initialize current performance. So that's what you want. So yes, you go over to enter, hit the enter button, and then it's going to ask you, are you sure? Then you hit yes over here. And now it's completed. So if we go back to the screen, I'm going to hit just the exit button that's next to enter, and it shows init perform or init perf. And you can change that name. I can show you how to do that in the future, but really what you want to do, the end result of what I want to get is over here on these faders, these 4 faders, I want to use them for 4 different instruments. So what I love to do is have a piano here, maybe a pad here, or a pad at the end and a piano, and then have an electronic piano here like a Rhodes, or an organ here. That's usually what I do, but you know, you can customize that to what you use the most. Alright, so that's where I want to end up with, is where I say I want a bunch of piano but mix in a little bit of pad, or I want to, if you want to be able to switch instruments smoothly, then you can just, you know, bring the piano down as you bring up another sound, and it's not going to cut off the sound or cut off the pad sound. So that's why this is so great. That's why we want to learn how to do this. So when we go back over here to the screen, see down here it says voice. You want to select that, so you come down to the F2 button that matches up with voice. So I'm in voice right now. The only voice is a grand piano on 1, and that 1 corresponds with the fader number 1. So that's here. All right. So fader number 1. That's that one. I like it. I like having a piano there. Over here, you see this. This just shows you the range that you have it set for. So you can press limit high or limit low and play the key that you want it to limit that range to. But since it's a piano, I like piano everywhere when I have that up, so I want to keep that. So I'm going to use this button to go down, and then go to the next one and add INT, or it's like add instrument. It's a weird abbreviation, but press add INT, and then it shows you another piano. And then I want to just use all of them, so I'm going to keep going down and add a bunch of different instruments. But I don't want all pianos. So for this, you can either just scroll around and find what you want, or you can do it a little bit more efficiently and go over here to category search, click category search, and choose over in any of these. You can see acoustic piano, keyboard. So pick the category that you want. I want to add a keyboard because I want to put an EP to this. So I'm going to scroll down, and I like hard vintage. That's kind of one of my favorites. So press enter, and it shows a hard vintage keyboard there. 4 sounds here. So I can do a lot of cool things with this. For example, I just want to show you. So right now it's all set to where all the sliders are up, but then I've got them all down. So if I play something, it's not showing anything. If I put up my piano all the way, so that's piano, EP. Then this is organ. All right, and then this is my pad. So I'll show you first just one thing that you can do with range. Say if you want, for whatever reason or another, you want the piano to be down here and the EP or organ, let's say piano down here, organ up here, you can split it up. So if you go up to full grand and you press the limit L button, so you got to hold that down. So I'm holding down this SF2 limit L button, and then I go down here to the keyboard and I press the key that I want it to be the lowest. So I want the lowest range of the piano to be all the way at the bottom. And then I do the same thing with limit high, hold that down, and then I go to my keyboard and press how high I want it to go. So I want it to limit to the C. So if you see now in this here, it's got that range a little bit more limited. It's not the full keyboard anymore. All right, so I did that with full grand. So now I want to limit the organ, so I do limit L, and then I do the lowest note I want organ to be is C sharp, so it doesn't overlap with piano. And then limit H, hold that down, and then the highest note I want to be is the end, the top. So if you see over here, I put my faders on piano and organ. I go to the bottom, it's only piano because organ's not in this range. If I go to the top, it's only organ, so it's limited in this range. So you've got two instruments you can play at one time, basically. It's pretty cool and pretty useful. So one way that I really use this a lot is I like to limit my pad, because I like to layer my pad on top of piano sounds or EP sounds. So I limit high my pad to about this range here, just below this C, this higher C. And then what you see is I'll put up some pad, a little bit of pad, and mostly piano. I'm going to change my piano range so I can be up all the way to the top. Sorry. I'm going to change my piano range all the way to the top. And then that way I've got piano everywhere I want to go. You hear pad ringing out. But on the top here, I can just keep my sustain pedal pressed and just do some ad-libbing there so that it doesn't muddy up with pad on the top. So it's really useful for that. Last thing and most important thing is that you want to be able to save all of these settings. All right, so as you're doing this, unlike I just did, I would recommend saving as you go. So you want to hit, make a change and then hit store, enter. And by the way, where it says store, it'll show you store to user 001. So you're going to overwrite whatever's there. So make sure you go to a patch that you don't want, that you're okay not using again. And then go to enter and press yes. Are you sure? And it saves it. So next time you turn on the keyboard, you're there, you've got init perform. You can mess around there and find out how to rename it. Basically, you just hit the edit button and go over to name here, and then you can just use this slider to turn letters. It takes a long time, but once you do it, you don't have to do it again. And just save again. Last thing and very important thing about saving is that whenever you save, it saves all your settings. So if you're kind of advanced and you have adjusted like cutoff or resonance or a bunch of different settings, it's going to save all those settings. Plus, it's going to save where your sliders are. So usually what I like to do is just bring these three down and put piano up, and so when it turns on with piano full volume and everything else down. Then it's going to store that way. An important thing about how you store things is that no matter where your sliders are, if you move away from this patch, from this sound, and you come back to it, it's going to still have piano at the top and everything down, no matter where your sliders are. So if you want to, so for example, I'm going to store this with piano all the way up, store, enter, yes. I'm going to move away one and then come back. And so I've got piano all the way. But say I move away and my sliders are all over the place like this. And I come back to piano. It's still going to be just piano all the way up. So say if I want to put some pad in, I put pad up. I still don't hear pad. That's because it's locked at 0. You have to go to 0 first, unlock it, and then bring it up. Same with piano. I put pad up, but I want piano all the way down, but it's still there. So piano is set at 127 at the top volume. So you've got to go up to the top for piano, unlock it, and then you can bring it down. All right, that's the lesson for the day.